Let's start with Novak Djokovic because, he missed Madrid and he was gearing up for Rome. This is his best clay court event. He's won it 6 times. He plays outstanding tennis here. He's had so many phenomenal matches with Rafa in finals. And certainly you're thinking this is a crucial tune-up event for him ahead of Roland Garros. Has to feel his game. Gets a win over Corentin Moutet in his opening round. He's exiting through the alleyway off the court, stops for an autograph. Always gracious, Novak. A fan leans over and his water bottle slips out of his backpack and hits Novak in the head. And this isn't a plastic water bottle. This is like a steel water bottle.
Well, you could tell by the way he went down that it was not, one of those plastic water bottles your kids uses, right? It was
Right.
heavier than that. And I got to say, it's one of the oddest videos I've ever seen. You're kind of surprised maybe that something like this doesn't happen more often, given the fact that players are pretty accessible at these events, and most of them are very obliging, just like Novak is. When I saw the first angle of the video, because there's multiple angles, of course, the first one is like, oh my goodness, what happened? Like, did somebody throw that intentionally? And
Yeah.
I think a lot of, Novak fans kind of leapt to that narrative maybe a little bit quickly. It wasn't that, fortunately. And when you saw it, it was just so unfortunate. And the poor guy, after he leaned over and the water bottle fell out of the knapsack, you could just tell that moment where he was like, oh my God, what have I done?
Yeah.
And terrible luck. And, did that then impact Djokovic? I guess on some level it must have, but talk about one of the flukiest tennis type injuries I think we've ever seen.
Incredibly unfortunate incident. He had medical checkups after. He was bleeding on his head. He said he just didn't feel right. And he plays Toronto-born and Chilean Canadian. I love to talk about this guy and Alejandro Tabilo, this electric lefty with a huge forehand, big game. He played great. He played a phenomenal match. He came ready and prepared, handled the nerves super well, and rolls past Novak Djokovic in straight sets. Novak did not look himself. He just did not produce a competitive match. He clearly wasn't moving very well, just wasn't sharp off either forehand or backhand wing. So things were evidently off from his side. But Tabilo still has to produce great tennis to get that victory. But now you do worry about Novak leading into Roland Garros, even if this is something minor. Like he's had very limited reps on the clay.
Who's going to be the favorite heading into Roland Garros? You got Sinner that's, dealing with things. You got Alcaraz dealing with things. Novak, not to mention Nadal, who's at the most vulnerable we've ever seen him for obvious reasons, lack of match play and his physical ailments. It's going to be quite wide open, I think, on the men's side. I'm not a betting person, but I wonder what the odds are going to look like and how do the bookies even come up with the odds given how much uncertainty there is right now on the men's side of things.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you who the favorite would be. It's very, very difficult. As you said, all our top guys are dealing with some kind of injury or susceptible to a freak accident. In this case, for Novak Djokovic, we hope he gets healthy. Obviously, for French Open, he will have some time.